So we're about to go to O'Reilly's. Sure, Phil wants to drive his head through a wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you guys, I guess, a little update. I'll do it on this side so that I'm not, sniffing Phil's crotch. So we got rear hub assembly off. We did a bunch of stuff this morning with my dad, redoing the calipers, sandblasting them, and we're gonna try and rebuild those. So we, shout out to him, one, because that was so cool. But we just had a huge struggle trying to get this subframe and torsion bar, or whatever it's called, to drop for us. Basically what I did to get this subframe to drop is I just shoved a pry bar in there and broke this bump free. And now we're at the point where we need to get these CV axles out. Probably maybe reroute the fuel lines. We also ran into an interesting issue up front. We were trying to take this piece of plastic off, and this nut, as you can see, I can spin it with just my finger and it goes nowhere. This side we got off pretty good. So I got some vice grips. Some nice Milwaukee vice grips. Do you like my new earrings?
Ow. Man.
Ow.
100% on the battery.
Oh, nice. Okay, so as you can tell, we're real dirty. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very dirty. This jacket wasn't supposed to get this dirty. I've been laying on the ground, and I had a flashlight, and now
I've got a flashlight.
Sure. So I want to show you guys. I've been working real hard. I've been working real hard. So previously, as you guys may have seen, the fuel lines ran right in this gap right here, and that's not OEM. So I worked my tail off to get them above this torsion bar. They're not looking horrible. Not as tight to it as I like, but we'll use the retaining clips right there to pull that all together. But they're routed where they're supposed to. And holy crap, would I not recommend ever doing that. Basically, I bent the top part slightly and then used the nice round shape of this torsion bar to kind of just grab onto it and bend it the rest of the way I needed once it was routed the path that I needed. Now I'm gonna have to get somehow get those bolts out for that fuel filter mount. And we're gonna have to deal with a very, very unfortunate, this bolt snapped off right here. That sucks so bad, but we're gonna deal with it. Sorry I didn't get to record as much of the actual work for you guys, but we had a lot of stuff to do to get this subframe dropped a little bit. I don't know what we're gonna do to get these boots out. We gotta do some investigation because this kind of looks like there's potentially the bearings for the late model in there, but it also looks like it's not. So I don't know how we're gonna get these CV axles out, if we are. I mean, we have to. Oh, we're just gonna take it out of alignment, undo these bolts, and pull this whole knuckle off and say screw it. But that's for another night because we got stuff to do. We got other things going on. Phil's cleaning up right now, but he did the amazing job of getting the, this is the fuel that was in it. Not old fuel, new fuel. We still use new fuel, but it's nice to run it through the system and kind of clean everything out. But Phil got the new rotors on. They look gorgeous, new rotors and hubs, nice and greased up.
Just the way brakes are supposed to be. Right on the friction surface.
I mean, not that much on this one. We got all this. I mean, the fronts they're freaking looking nice and new now. It looks good.
Once we get those brand new painted calipers, actually, and I did take a video of it. I know we didn't really.
I did take one too.
We didn't do too much video while we were actually getting them sandblasted and painted. But what we do have, we're gonna put right up here. Can check it out as we're explaining. But yeah, we painted everything silver after sandblasting it. Hopefully, it's gonna last for years, decades even, and be better than what was on there from the factory. So obviously, just wanted to look clean, no crazy red, yellow, purple colors or anything like that. We're just going for a nice, clean OEM look. As you guys already know, we're trying to do our best at this restoration. So I thought that fit the bill quite well. But back to you there, Adam.
I definitely agree. That was like the whole goal, was to make them look not crazy. I mean, obviously you can't go wrong with red, but we did get, as I showed you guys earlier, we did get this wiper motor disconnected from the threading. We just basically pulled up on that nut until it came off, and now that I'm looking at it, I mean, that looks busted. Like, that's seen some rough days. And we were trying to pull this, I think it's actually called the series resistor.
Yeah,
we figured out while we were doing our research. We'll probably just get a new one of those if that's the common solution. We only have HVAC on full blast. When it's on number 4 is the only time we actually have HVAC, which is kind of interesting to me. It does certainly look like our wiper motor's kind of sucked down in there, so it'll be interesting to see how that, yeah. But I don't know how the frick we're possibly gonna get to that.
Yeah, basically, if you guys want to check out this one over here, got like a nice threaded piece going all the way up here. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, that guy fucking broke over there. Snapped in two, actually.
It's somewhere.
3. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy. So that's how it's supposed to come out. That was the driver's side one. It's the middle of the one right there, passenger side.
I find it interesting that it's like lined with copper or something there.
Yeah,
So it got like a copper sleeve
yeah,
in
it
between.
does. Yeah. Like, why the was that your choice, huh? Look what it did.
Look what good it did. All right, guys, welcome back. So I think part 9, I believe, because that's what I just named the folder this morning when I was pulling a little bit of footage. But this will probably be a continuation of part 9. We'll see what happens here. You know, we're still trying to figure it out. I'm a little bit behind on editing, but that's us because I wanted to hurry up and get this done. So Phil and I made some great progress on Sunday. We got all of these parts. You can see there's a little bit of, denting and stuff, but we got all these parts powder coated. These are all of the caliper framing brackets and parts. We only had one piston where this bleeder valve got completely stuck in it, which kind of sucked, but hopefully we can put these guys back together, give them a good test run, and we'll see if we know what we're doing, or maybe we don't know what we're doing, which is most likely the case. We're kind of just around and finding out with this whole thing. But tonight I'm going to be working on, unfortunately I don't have a flashlight handy, getting this rear carrier removed so I can pull these CV axles out, get the bearing out of here, and basically there was a second bearing inside of here that I can't find any diagrams that make sense as to what the heck it's for. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna do some research while we go. I'm gonna get us started here and see what I can kind of come up with, and maybe start wrenching on some stuff. Try and record some of it for you guys. All this stuff with the GoPro giving me issues is kind of being really annoying. So I'm trying to use my phone, and I can charge it while I record, but I just don't know I have enough storage for that, and I don't want it to stop recording and me not know, which is kind of the annoying part of it. But we'll see what we can do. We'll try and record as much as I can, and maybe at least the fun for you guys to watch, difficult for me to deal with parts. And we'll go from there. See you guys soon. I don't know how much you guys are going to see of this, but you can see my current struggle. Currently, I'm trying to get this axle out so we can And I've got the hub separated from here. Now, I don't really understand how this stuff kind of works in a sense, fully, as much as I probably should to be doing this, but from what I saw, it should just come right out. That doesn't seem to be the case. Yep, I love being blinded by the light. Okay, so now I understand where it needs to disconnect. Now I would like to understand why it won't disconnect. So I've confirmed what the mating surface is. Now I have to figure out how the frick I'm supposed to separate it. And I think that's going to use some force. I think these guys have been friends for 40 years. And it's time to break up the marriage. Haha! They are no longer friends. Let's go! Yes! Okay, guys. So, that's a rough sight. I'm not gonna lie. But, you can see how I was so sure these guys are supposed to separate, because everything I could find online showed that that guy was supposed to just go in there and that was the mating surface, and they were just kind of stuck. But man, maybe we just need to clean it and re-grease it. I don't know. Guys, check out this booger I got on my nose. I think Phil's gonna be pretty happy to hear. We got that guy removed, and then this guy should be able to just... No? Okay, that's cool. I thought you'd want to come out. Maybe you just need a little bit of force. The answer is yes. I'll take yes for 100, Alex Trebek. R.I.P. the homie. Okay, what is a bearing and what's not a bearing here? More booger. You know, they said creepers were invented for a reason. This happens way too often. Oh. Okay, yeah, sure. I didn't want to see what I was doing. Because if the bearing goes in that way, it should go in that way. I'm unsure on how to remove this. But we're just going to try this way. Because why not? It's because there's a race for the, there's just so much delightful amounts of grease. I think what I'm going to have to do is run to O'Reilly's really quick. Pick up a tube of grease. Because we're going to need that. Maybe a bearing puller. Yeah, there's definitely nothing about this that's together. But I believe, after my research, we still have a problem of the fact that there might be a race in there. This light is getting cooked. I should wipe off my hands. Please. Oh. Ouch. Huh? Yeah. This drill needs a light on it. Oh, it has a light. Let's see for that. This guy just needs a good whack or two. Mode. Hold on, Mode. I'm standing up. Oh, you got it. Oh, the garage is lifting me up currently. Okay, go ahead. So this side I'm setting up a little better to where like we could know where everything goes in reassembly. So we might have to base that side off this side in the sense of I didn't really keep track of where everything goes as well.
So I use step washer letter M to get that shit. Yeah, I definitely use that because you guys can tell, maybe not off the video, there's a lot of glitter. Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah, check that out. So there's a lot of glitter on this one because, well, we go crazy on it. So let's, without further ado, let's kind of show you guys the setup on the puller. So the puller is going to come in all these different pieces, and you're really supposed to figure it out as you go. Or I don't know, if you guys are geniuses and I don't know, maybe I'm just a dumbass. I couldn't really figure it out until I messed around with it. So this is your main tool in the bearing puller. You're going to set this so that way this bridge right here, this arc, sits right on top of the hub like here. You could probably do it a different orientation, but I found that worked for me, so why not have you guys try that too? And then we have a system of step washers here, spacers, adapters, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to put that right here. This is going to help us get a little bit more action on this guy, because obviously, you know, if you have that like this and you got this thread, ooh, there we go. You got this thread right here. You know, you don't want to be all the way up here trying to bust this nut inwards because you have all that thread to work against. And, you know, even a deep well socket does not have enough room to accommodate for all the threads. So anyways, that's why we put all the different step washers here, because otherwise our thread would be like down here and you would need the world's longest deep well, the world's deepest well, you'd need a socket. So here we go. I'm going to put this girl right on here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy right here, step washer M, right in there, and you're just gonna want to make sure it's seated as firmly as possible inside that housing. Alrighty, so now that's good. I'm gonna screw on the nut that I showed you guys. It's a 27mm nut. Okay. All right. So now she's tight. She doesn't want to move. This is good. This is where we want to start. Obviously, you're gonna want to tighten for this. I use it on the very maximum power. I guess you can't even see it because it's kind of old and all that rickety. But you're going to want as much juice as possible. And then I have one of these adjustable Donald wrenches, so I could just clip it right on here. Yep, just like that. And then you shouldn't get too much movement. And then you're going to go around the back. And that's where you're going to start your drilling. All right, I've already seen a little bit of progress. I'm gonna move you guys so you're, let's see, where can we have you guys kind of check out this progress as she goes down? Give me a sec, folks. Give me a sec, folks. Oh, you know what? This. Check that out, eh? Yeah, how freaking nice is that, huh? Yep. Woo! Hell yeah.
Okay, so I didn't really get to record much of putting the CV axles back in as I wanted to, but you know, Phil showed you guys how to take that bearings out. You know, that's the really big important pain in the butt step. I will say putting the CV axles back in was kind of a pain in the butt, but that's really just because I was trying to do it by myself, just get it over and done with. You'll see, so what I did is I kind of used this cardboard box to repack the CV axles with some grease. I cleaned out all of the Boy, that's slimy. I got a lot of slime on everything here, but I cleaned off a lot of those connecting points. You can see I kind of bumped the fuel filter with grease a little bit. There's a good amount of wiping down that I'm going to have to do here, but I put the hubs in, greased those up, put a nice little layer of grease on it and everything just to keep it loaded up. Both sides are done. I'm falling over. Yeah, both sides are done, at least for CV axles and bearings. And then all we got to do is, get these hubs back in. And that's going to be probably a challenge in itself, lining up those splines. You can kind of see now the nice sheen that my light has accumulated, which kind of sucks, but it's not like we have a lack of shop towels or anything that we can use. So, I do have a whole pile right there. So, probably going to just do some wiping down real quick and then call it a night. I kind of want to put those hubs in there. Maybe I'll slide one side in just for giggles, but I also want to make sure it's done right. So, I'm probably just going to leave it and do some research, make sure I know that the hub is the next step, and go from there. But thanks for watching, you guys. Keep supporting, and if you got any comments or any ideas, let me know. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback, and we'll go from there. Have a good night.